Stop. Before you lease commercial space, you definitely want to keep this in mind. Be sure to ask about TIA as part of your deal. As a tenant, it is important to understand the concept of Tenant Improvement Allowance, otherwise known as TIA or TI, and how it can benefit you in negotiating the terms of your lease. TI is a type of financial incentive that landlords offer to tenants in order to help them make improvements to their leased space. These improvements can range from simple cosmetic changes such as new paint and flooring, to major renovations such as adding new walls, upgrading electrical and mechanical systems, or expanding the overall footprint of the space and using demising walls. In almost all situations, TI has to go towards improvements that are actually adhered to the space. So flooring, paint, etc. Things that if you closed your business or left the space, they would remain in place and then the landlord could theoretically use them for the next tenant. In most cases, furniture or other removable items are not covered by TI. The amount of TI that the landlord provides varies depending on the terms of the lease, the condition of the space, and the overall market conditions. Sometimes if it's a landlord's market, you won't get TI. And typically TI is calculated on a per square foot basis, with the landlord providing a set amount of money per square foot of the space that's being leased. For example, if a landlord offers you $20 in TI per square foot and you're leasing 1,000 square feet, then you would have $20,000 towards your build out in the form of TI allowance. Usually the higher the rent, the higher the TI amount, but not always. The landlord will scrutinize the tenant's financials and make sure that their investment in you is protected. The TI is often then amortized over the term of the lease through rent payments. And keep in mind, not all landlords, especially smaller mom and pop landlords, can afford to give TI. On the flip side, if you take no TI or take the space as is, you actually might be able to negotiate a discount on the base rent. The key advantage of TI is that it allows tenants to customize their space to meet their specific needs and preferences, really without having to shoulder the full cost of the improvements. And this can be especially beneficial for businesses who have kind of unique design or certain layout requirements. Another benefit of TI is that it can help reduce the upfront costs associated with moving into a new space and getting the business open. Moving can be an expensive process, and tenants may be hesitant to take on additional costs for improvements or renovations. By providing TI, landlords can help to offset some of those costs, making it easier for tenants to make the move and get settled into their new space sooner. When negotiating the terms of a lease, it is really important for tenants to understand the details of the TI that is being offered, including any restrictions or limitations that may be placed on how the funds can be used. For example, some landlords may require that the improvements be completed within a certain time frame, or that they need to be approved in advance by the landlord. Also keep in mind, typically the TI is not given up front. It's usually given after the work has been completed, and landlords usually require receipts or itemized lists kind of showing the dollars spent. Additionally, landlords may place a cap on the amount of TI that is available, so it's important for tenants to carefully consider their needs and budget when negotiating the terms of their lease, and that's when a real estate broker can really come in handy. By providing financial support for improvements, landlords can actually help create a customized and functional space for their tenants while also reducing the upfront costs associated with moving. And what's great is this usually helps get tenants open and operating sooner, thus paying rent to the landlord sooner. When negotiating the terms of a lease, it is important for the tenants to carefully consider the details of the TI that's being offered and to work with their landlord to ensure that their needs are being met. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if there are any additional real estate topics you'd like for me to cover, let me know in the comments below. Thanks again for watching, and see you next video.